Hello and welcome. Olga is here and welcome to my Thursday blog videos, tapping videos, and some insights on how the tapping EFT and fast EFT process can help you improve your life. You can find me at www.olgabochareva.com. But today we're talking about if changing memories, one of the processes we use, changing memories, makes you a liar and why you may be resisting it. This is one of the questions that a client asked me in a recent session. We were tapping and working through some of the past memories that she was trying to release and change some feelings around it. And those of you who had some experience with fast EFT, you know that after we finish the tapping process, we actually go into the changing memory and we re-imprint it. We completely change that blueprint to something positive. So there are different ways of doing this. There are different ways of changing the memories, and there are 3 ways that I'm teaching on how to do this. So the first one is to actually rewrite the entire memory, to change it completely to where you are the actor and you're the director in that memory, right? So you're playing it. It's not real. It's not happening anymore, right? The past is in the past. It just doesn't exist. It's one of the files in your memory cabinet. And so when you rewrite it this way, when you change it this way, you just have different reimprint, right? You have different feeling around this too. And it's not a new concept. It's not just a fast EFT concept. I've heard so many modalities where people do this. They go back to childhood and they rewrite the childhood memories. They see loving parents, they see good experiences, they really do reimprint it. Now, the question is, why does it work, and is it a good idea to do this? Because people will feel like they're liars. They're lying to themselves, they're lying to others, I guess, by reimprinting it or changing it this way. So, and this is the question that comes up a lot with the kind of women that I work with, and a lot of them are very highly educated. They are logical. They are, very sort of kind of straightforward sometimes in the thinking. And this sort of thing just doesn't seem right. It almost feels like you are a liar, you're milking yourself a liar. So let's unpack it a little bit. So what is really memory is? What does memory represent? Now, the memory is really an imprint or something that you saw or experienced a long time ago. Now, the funny thing about the memory is that it's not always very accurate, right? It's just so often a perception of something that have happened, and it's your very personal opinion almost, right, about what have happened. Now, if it's a good memory, obviously it's worth keeping and enjoying it. Now, if it's a bad memory, it could turn into something that you torture yourself repeatedly, right, over and over. So changing memory this way, really changing this way. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that memory really are your affirmations. That's right. Memories are affirmations. Whatever you remember, whatever you think about, you are constantly affirming. And whatever you affirm in you gotta get more of, right? So changing memory this way might seem a little bit unorthodox, right? Might seem a little bit unusual, but the truth is it works and it serves you better right here, right now, which is the only real thing, right? So what is real? Future is not real. It doesn't exist. Past is already over. It is not happening anymore, right? So the only thing that is happening is you are listening right now to this lady with the earrings, with the kind of, this pinky funny shirt with the Russian accent, talking to you right now. That's the only thing that's real. The rest doesn't exist. And so when you're making this change in your mind, in your perception, in your subconscious mind, you really are improving your life on a deeper level. Now, if you're still uncomfortable with changing memory this way, which is completely rewriting it and just, restructuring it, there's 2 other ways that you can change it, and I teach it to my clients too in our sessions. The second way is to, kind of keep the memory, but change the way you feel about it, right? Change the perception, change the meaning of it. A good example of that, and I mentioned it before in other videos, is something that happened with me when I just started working. I started my professional career as a math teacher. So I was a math teacher for many, many years. But after the very first year I was teaching in public school, I was fired. And I remember this memory where I was, sitting in the principal office, and he was telling me that I'm fired and my whole life is ending. I just came from Russia and I had a visa, a work visa. So for me, it means going back to Russia. It's like my whole world is crumbling around, right? So everything is changing and I did not want to go back to Russia. And so what happened is at that moment, it was not a very pleasant experience. I tapped on it and I changed the meaning. And the meaning that I have with this memory now is that it's actually changed for better because I was able to find a better job in a different school that is way better school than the one that I worked before. The first school was very challenging, very ghetto school. That's a very fun experience there. But my second school was much, much better fit for me. And then I actually was invited to teach in a better school here in Houston. It was Belair High School. And finally, I was teaching in DeBakey High School, which is like a school of my dreams, right? So I was there for a few years and I've learned a lot and I've grown a lot. And it's because of that experience I became who I am right now, an entrepreneur, helping and teaching others with emotional intelligence. It was a stepping stone in this journey. And if I wouldn't kicked out from that first position, from the first job, then I wouldn't be where I am right now, right? So you have to kind of relax into that experience, knowing that whatever is happening is for the best. But you also want to go back and change these memories because they will affect your decisions and they will build up some emotional residue that is still there. So that's a good way to change it. Change the meaning, keep the memory. And finally, the third way, some people who are very artistic or visual, sometimes they paint it, they paint in different color. So like for me, if I paint anything purple, then it's feel good, right? So whatever your favorite color, you can just paint the memory into this color, most of the things in this color, and just play with this, right? So it's obviously a subconscious tool. So just you have to allow yourself to see it differently, and sometimes it collapses the whole feeling in that memory too. So I hope you found it useful, and I hope you are changing your memories when you finish with the tapping rounds. It's a very, very profound tool. It's a great way to really make deeper changes, deeper impact on your life on many, many levels, especially when it comes to things like past failures, right? Or especially when it comes to things like relationships, not to repeat the same pattern, not to fall into the same kind of like blockages. Happy tapping, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you for listening.